Picture this. A crisp autumn evening in Charlotte, North Carolina. The kind of night where the air smells like fallen leaves, and the city's skyline glows against a twilight sky. I'm Lauren Mitchell, 42 years old. A single mom to my incredible 17-year-old daughter, Ava. My life revolves around her, her soccer games, her college applications, her quiet smiles that light up my world. But last fall, a single envelope turned our lives upside down. It was an invitation to my younger sister Claire's wedding. Claire and I had always been inseparable, despite our 7-year age gap. But when I opened that invitation and saw only my name, with no mention of Ava, my heart sank. Claire's voice echoed in my head from our phone call later that day. Lauren, I'm so sorry. The wedding's adults only. No one under 21. My own sister, excluding her niece from the biggest day of her life. I was stunned, hurt, angry, and as I looked at Ava, excitedly planning her dress for her aunt's wedding, I knew I had a choice to make, one that would change our family forever. Let me take you back to where it all began. Growing up in a modest Charlotte neighborhood, Claire and I were each other's everything. Our parents, Tom and Diane, worked long hours, Dad as a mechanic, Mom as a schoolteacher, so I at 12 became Claire's protector. I'd walk her home from elementary school, help with her math homework, and sneak her extra cookies when Mom wasn't looking. One memory stands out. Claire, barely 8, came home crying because kids teased her about her braces. I marched to the playground the next day, stared down those bullies, and made it clear nobody messed with my sister. Claire looked at me like I was Wonder Woman. As we grew older, our bond only deepened. When Claire had her first crush at 15, I was the one braiding her hair, picking out her outfit, and calming her nerves. I was there for her high school prom, her first heartbreak, and the day she got into UNC Chapel Hill. When I met my ex-husband, Ryan, at 24, Claire was my biggest cheerleader. She planned my bridal shower, stood by me as maid of honor. And when Ava was born, Claire was the first to hold her, tears in her eyes as she whispered, "She's perfect." Lauren, life threw curveballs. Though, when Ava was 6, Ryan's late nights and excuses revealed an affair with a coworker. The divorce was brutal. He moved to California, leaving me and Ava with little support. I juggled 2 jobs, receptionist by day, bartender by night, to keep us afloat. Bills piled up. Ava's sneakers wore out faster than I could replace them. Those were dark days, but Claire was my lifeline. She'd watch Ava so I could work extra shifts, drop off groceries when my fridge was empty, and once paid our gas bill when winter hit hard. More than that, she was Ava's fun aunt, the one who took her to Carowinds, taught her to bake snickerdoodles, and planned epic birthday adventures. For Ava's 12th birthday, Claire surprised her with a spa day, complete with manicures and milkshakes. Ava still keeps the Polaroid from that day on her nightstand. But 3 years ago, everything changed. Claire met Ethan, a wealthy real estate developer from Raleigh. Ethan moved in elite circles, with a family estate in the Outer Banks and connections that opened doors Claire never dreamed of. Slowly, she drifted. The snickerdoodle baking sessions stopped. Visits became rare, replaced by excuses about Ethan's charity galas or work deadlines. Claire's wardrobe transformed, designer dresses, sleek heels, hair always flawless. She talked about yacht trips and restaurants I'd never afford. Ava noticed it too, asking, "Why doesn't Aunt Claire come over anymore?" I brushed it off, blaming her busy schedule, but I saw the hurt in Ava's eyes. Then came the wedding invitation. It arrived on a warm September afternoon, just as Ava finished her junior year. The envelope was lavish, ivory paper, silver calligraphy, a wax seal with C and E. Ava's eyes lit up. "Is that from Aunt Claire? Are we going?" I smiled, hiding my unease, and opened it. The words hit like a punch. Lauren Mitchell and guest. No, Ava, my 17-year-old daughter, who adored her aunt, was excluded. I called Claire that night. "Lauren, it's an adults-only event," she said, her voice strained. "Ethan's family wants a sophisticated vibe. No kids under 21. I pushed back. "Ava's not a toddler. Claire, she's your niece. She's family." Ethan jumped in. His tone clipped. Lauren, we've spent a fortune on this wedding. It's our vision. No exceptions. Even for family. I hung up, my hands shaking. How was I supposed to tell Ava her aunt didn't want her there? How could Claire, who once called Ava her mini-me, do this? The next morning, Ava bounced into the kitchen, scrolling through photos of the venue, a historic estate in Asheville. Mom, look at these chandeliers. It's gonna be epic. My throat tightened. I couldn't delay the truth. Ava, sit down. We need to talk. Her smile faded as I explained the adults-only rule. She tried to play it off. Oh, that's fine. It's their wedding, right? Probably boring anyway. But her eyes glistened. Did I do something wrong? Mom? Why doesn't Aunt Claire want me there? I pulled her close. This isn't about you, sweetheart. It's about Ethan's family and their rules. Claire loves you. But I wasn't sure I believed it anymore. Ava had saved up from her part-time job at a coffee shop to buy a dress, a navy blue one she'd picked out for the wedding. The thought of her excitement crushed me. That night, I called Claire again, hoping to change her mind. She sent me to voicemail twice before answering. Lauren, I'm swamped with wedding plans. Can this wait? No, it can't, I said. Ava's heartbroken. She bought a dress with her own money. How could you do this? Claire's voice hardened. This is our day. Lauren, Ethan's parents are footing the bill. And they want it perfect. No kids. Period. I took a deep breath. If Ava's not welcome, neither am I. I hope your day is everything you want. I hung up before she could respond. The fallout was swift. Mom called, begging me to reconsider. It's just one day. Lauren, be the bigger person. Dad was blunt. Don't ruin Claire's wedding over this. Aunts and cousins texted, calling me stubborn, jealous, dramatic. But I stood firm. This wasn't about pride. It was about showing Ava that family doesn't exclude family. That night, I heard her crying in her room. I sat on her bed, holding her. I don't get why Aunt Claire doesn't want me. She whispered. We used to be so close. People change, I said softly. But that doesn't mean you did anything wrong. You're enough. Ava, always. Claire's wedding day was picture perfect, blue skies, a gentle breeze, while social media flooded with photos of her in a stunning gown. Ava and I made our own plans. We hit the movie theater for the latest superhero blockbuster. Laughing over popcorn, lunch at Olive Garden was next, followed by a shopping spree at South Park Mall. We bought matching necklaces, simple silver hearts, and Ava's smile returned. My phone buzzed with texts from family at the wedding. Claire looks radiant. She's sad you're not here. It's not too late to come to the reception. I ignored them, focusing on Ava. Is that about the wedding? She asked over lunch. Just updates, I said. Nothing important. She looked at me, wise beyond her years. You can tell me, Mom. I know today's hard for you too. I nodded. It is. But I'm right where I want to be, with you. The weeks after the wedding were tense. Mom's passive-aggressive texts about family loyalty stung. Dad tried to mediate, but leaned toward Claire. Surprisingly, my grandmother, Evelyn, called to support me. Claire's changed since meeting Ethan. She said, you did right by Ava. A few cousins agreed the adults-only rule was absurd for family. Meanwhile, Claire and Ethan jetted off to a Maldives honeymoon. Their Instagram filled with luxury photos, no mention of the family rift. Friends who attended the wedding described it as a spectacle, crystal chandeliers, a string quartet, caviar stations. But one friend, Megan, said it felt cold. It was more about Ethan's family than Claire. Half the guests were strangers in Rolexes. Another overheard Ethan's mom call our family charming but simple. It confirmed what I'd feared. Claire was losing herself in Ethan's world, where status trumped love. As Thanksgiving approached, I dreaded the family gathering at Mom and Dad's. Would Claire and Ethan show up? Would Ava feel unwelcome again? Mom called, her voice hesitant. We're doing Thanksgiving as usual. Please come. Lauren, let's move past this. Will Ava be treated like family? I asked. Of course, Mom said. It's Thanksgiving. Everyone's welcome. I wasn't convinced but talked to Ava. It's your call, sweetheart. If it feels wrong, we'll do our own thing. Maybe a beach trip to Myrtle. Ava thought it over. I don't want to miss Grandma's pecan pie. And I miss Aunt Claire. Even if she's been weird. Can we leave if it's awkward? Deal, I said. We're a team. I had a plan. Though, if we were going, I wanted to make a statement, not with anger, but with love. For weeks, I worked late into the night on a gift for Claire and Ethan. It wasn't flashy, but it was personal, something to remind Claire who she was before Ethan's world consumed her. Thanksgiving arrived, crisp and golden. Ava wore a burgundy sweater dress. Nervous but hopeful, Mom's house was a holiday wonderland, twinkling lights, a turkey-shaped wreath, and the smell of pumpkin pie. Claire and Ethan were there, along with Ethan's parents, who radiated old money arrogance. Claire, in a silk blouse, looked out of place among our cozy family chaos. Ethan, in a tailored blazer, barely acknowledged us. Dinner was strained. Mom fawned over Ethan's mom, complimenting her pearls. Dad and Ethan talked real estate. Ava and I were seated at the table's far end, a clear signal of the new family hierarchy. Ethan raised a glass for a toast. To new traditions and big news. We've bought a lake house in Tahoe. Perfect for sophisticated gatherings. He glanced at me, mostly adult-focused. Given the vibe, Ava tensed. I squeezed her hand. Claire looked uneasy but said nothing. The meal dragged on, with Ethan's parents dominating the conversation. Ava barely ate, her fork tracing circles in her mashed potatoes. After dinner, we gathered for the gift exchange, a tradition where small, heartfelt presents were shared. Ethan's parents gave Claire a stock certificate, prompting gasps. Claire and Ethan gifted us a generic wine basket. Then it was our turn. I handed Claire a wrapped package. It's not much, I said, but it's from the heart. She unwrapped a leather-bound scrapbook titled, Our Story. Inside were photos of our childhood, me teaching Claire to rollerblade. In matching Halloween costumes. Claire holding newborn Ava. There were pictures of Claire and Ava at the zoo, baking cookies, laughing at a county fair. Tucked between pages were Ava's old drawings, including a card that read, To Aunt Claire, my best friend. The final page held the wedding invitation. With my handwritten note, Family means no one's left out. The room fell silent. Claire's eyes welled up as she turned the pages. Ethan shifted uncomfortably, his parents exchanging icy looks. This is a lot, Claire whispered. She looked at Ava. Want to look through it with me? Ava hesitated, then sat beside her. They laughed over a photo of them covered in flour. Remember when we burned those cookies? Claire said. Ava grinned. You said they were extra crispy art. For a moment, the old Claire was back. Ethan cleared his throat. Claire, we should go. Early meeting tomorrow. Just a minute, she said, her voice firm. It was the first time I'd seen her push back. Later, Claire pulled me aside. This album, it's everything. I've been so caught up in Ethan's world. I forgot who I am. You're still you, I said. Ava misses you. I miss you. Tears spilled down her cheeks. I was wrong about the wedding. I let Ethan's family dictate everything. I hurt Ava, and I'm so sorry. It's not too late, I said. Start with her. The next week, Claire took Ava to their old favorite diner. Ava came home glowing. Mom, Aunt Claire apologized a million times. She's taking me to a concert next weekend. Claire and Ethan started counseling. She set boundaries, insisting Ava be included in their lives. Ethan resisted at first, but slowly came around, even asking Ava's input on decorating their lake house's guest room. By spring, our family felt whole again. Thanksgiving dinners rotated between Mom's house and Claire's. Ava was always welcome, her laughter filling the rooms. At a summer barbecue at their lake house, Claire pulled me aside. Thank you for the album. It saved me from losing what matters most. I smiled. That's what family does. Reminds us who we are. As I watched Ava and Claire toss a frisbee by the lake, I knew the hard choice I'd made, not attending the wedding. Standing up for Ava had been worth it. Sometimes, the smallest gestures, like a scrapbook, can bridge the deepest divides. Sometimes, standing your ground is the greatest gift you can give. What would you do if family excluded someone you love? Have you ever had to fight for what's right? even when it hurt? Share your stories below. And if this resonated, hit like and subscribe for more real-life tales. Imagine a chilly November evening in Nashville, Tennessee, the kind of night where the city's neon lights hum against a starlit sky, and the scent of smoked brisket lingers from downtown restaurants. I'm Emily Carter, 40 years old, a single mom to my 16-year-old daughter, Lily. She's my heart, her soccer practices, her late-night study sessions, her quiet giggles over TikTok videos. But last fall, a single piece of mail shattered our world. It was a wedding invitation from my younger sister, Rachel. We'd always been two peas in a pod, despite our 6-year age gap. So when I saw only my name on that cream-colored envelope, with no mention of Lily, my stomach dropped. I called Rachel, hoping it was a mistake. Her words hit like a freight train. Emily, I'm sorry, the wedding's adults only, no one under 21. My sister, who once braided Lily's hair and called her my favorite human, was shutting her out. I was speechless, hurt, furious, and as I watched Lily scroll through dresses online, dreaming of her aunt's big day, I knew I was facing a choice that would redefine our family. Let's rewind to how we got here. Rachel and I grew up in a cozy Nashville suburb, where picket fences and cul-de-sacs defined our world. Our parents, Mike and Linda, worked long hours, Dad as a contractor, Mom as a librarian, so I at 13 became Rachel's keeper. I'd bike her home from middle school, help her with spelling tests, and sneak her popsicles on hot summer days. One moment stands out. Rachel, 10 years old, came home in tears after kids mocked her for her hand-me-down backpack. I was 16, all fire and grit. I cornered those kids at recess, gave them a piece of my mind, and they never bothered her again. Rachel's grateful hug that day made me feel like her hero. As we grew, our bond tightened. When Rachel got her first job at 17, waitressing at a diner, I helped her practice her smile and memorize the menu. I cheered at her high school graduation, cried with her over her first breakup, and helped her move into her dorm at Vanderbilt. When I met my ex-husband, Josh, at 23, Rachel was my rock. She threw me a bridal shower, stood as my maid of honor, and when Lily was born, Rachel was there, cradling her niece with a smile that could light up the room. She's got your eyes, Em, she whispered. Life wasn't always kind, though. When Lily was 5, Josh's late nights and flimsy excuses revealed an affair with his office manager. The divorce was a nightmare. He moved to Seattle, leaving me and Lily with barely a dime. I worked double shifts, office assistant by day, retail clerk by night, to pay the rent. There were nights I cried over unpaid bills, wondering how I'd afford Lily's school supplies. Rachel was my lifeline. She'd babysit Lily, bring over casseroles, and once covered our water bill when we faced shutoff. More than that, she was Lily's joy. Rachel took her to the Grand Ole Opry, taught her to make peanut butter cookies, and planned birthday surprises. For Lily's 10th birthday, Rachel surprised her with a trip to a pottery studio, where they painted matching mugs. Lily still uses hers every morning. But 2 years ago, Rachel met Nathan, a slick corporate lawyer from Franklin. Nathan's world was all private clubs and old money, a far cry from our modest roots. Slowly, Rachel changed. She traded jeans for designer skirts, swapped our cookie-baking Saturdays for gala dinners. Her visits dwindled, replaced by texts about Nathan's yacht parties or business trips. Lily felt it most. Why doesn't Aunt Rachel come over anymore? She'd ask. Her voice small. I'd make excuses, work, travel, but I saw the pain in her eyes. Then came the wedding invitation. It arrived on a crisp October morning. As Lily prepped for a soccer game, the envelope screamed wealth, thick parchment, gold lettering, a wax seal with R&N. Lily's face lit up. Aunt Rachel's wedding? We're going, right? I nodded, forcing a smile, and opened it. The words stung. Emily Carter and guest. No Lily, my daughter, who worshipped her aunt, was left out. That night, I called Rachel. It's an adults-only event, she said, sounding rehearsed. Nathan's family wants a refined atmosphere. No one under 21. I pushed back. Lily's 16. Rachel, she's not some kid who'll spill punch. She's your niece. Nathan's voice cut in, cool and final. Emily, this is our vision. We've invested heavily. No exceptions. Even for family. I hung up, my heart pounding. How could I break this to Lily? How could Rachel do this? The next day, Lily burst into the kitchen, buzzing with excitement. Mom, I found the perfect dress online. Look. She showed me a teal gown. Her eyes sparkling. My chest ached. I couldn't put it off. Lily, we need to talk. Her smile vanished as I explained the adults-only rule. She tried to shrug it off. Oh, okay. It's their wedding. Probably stuffy anyway. But her voice cracked. Did I mess up, Mom? Why doesn't Aunt Rachel want me there? I hugged her tight. This isn't your fault, baby. It's about Nathan's family and their rules. Rachel loves you, but doubt not at me. Lily had saved her babysitting money for that dress, planning to surprise me. The thought of her heartbreak fueled my anger. I called Rachel again, hoping for a change of heart. She answered after 3 tries. Her voice clipped. Emily, I'm buried in wedding plans. Can we do this later? No, I said. Lily's crushed. She bought a dress with her own money. How could you exclude her? Rachel sighed. Nathan's parents are paying for everything. They want it elegant. No kids. It's not personal. Nathan chimed in, his tone dripping with superiority. We're curating an experience. Emily, you understand. I didn't. What I understand is my daughter's being told she's not good enough by her own aunt. I ended the call, my resolve hardening. If Lily wasn't welcome, neither was I. Family backlash hit hard. Mom called, pleading. Emily, it's one day. Don't make a scene. Dad was gruffer. You're being selfish. Leave Lily with a sitter. Aunts and cousins texted, accusing me of jealousy or overreacting. But I held my ground. This was about Lily's worth. About teaching her family doesn't discard family. That night, I heard her crying in her room. I sat beside her, stroking her hair. Why doesn't Aunt Rachel love me anymore? She whispered. She does, I said, my voice steady. But sometimes people lose sight of what matters. You're enough. Lily, you always will be. Rachel's wedding day dawned bright and clear. The kind of southern fall day that begs for celebration. While Instagram filled with shots of Rachel in a lace gown, Lily and I made our own memories. We hit a matinee at the local cinema, cheering through a Marvel movie. Lunch at a barbecue joint followed, with ribs and cornbread that left us laughing over sticky fingers. We ended the day at Green Hills Mall, splurging on matching charm bracelets. Lily's smile was worth every missed moment of that wedding. My phone buzzed with texts from family. Rachel's dress is stunning. She keeps looking for you. Come to the reception. It's not too late. I silenced them, focusing on Lily. Is that about the wedding? She asked over dessert. Just updates. I said. Nothing matters more than us being here together. She nodded, her eyes wise. I know it's hard for you too. Mom, thanks for choosing me. The weeks after were rough. Mom's texts grew sharp, hinting at my disloyalty. Dad tried to play peacemaker but leaned toward Rachel. My great-aunt, Clara, was my only ally. Nathan's changed Rachel, she said. You did right by Lily. Friends who attended the wedding described it as extravagant, chandeliers, a jazz band, champagne towers. But one friend, Sarah, said it felt hollow. It was Nathan's show, not Rachel's. Most guests were his clients. Another overheard Nathan's mom call our family quaintly middle class. It confirmed my fears. Rachel was vanishing into Nathan's world, where image trumped love. As Christmas loomed, I dreaded the family gathering at Mom and Dad's. Would Rachel and Nathan come? Would Lily feel like an outsider again? Mom called, her tone cautious. We're doing Christmas Eve as usual. Please come, Emily. Let's be a family again. Will Lily be treated like she belongs? I asked. It's Christmas, Mom said. Everyone's welcome. I wasn't convinced but turned to Lily. Your choice, sweetheart. If it feels off, we'll start our own tradition. Maybe a trip to Gatlinburg. Lily hesitated. I don't want to miss Grandpa's bad Christmas jokes. And I miss Aunt Rachel. Even if she's different now. Can we leave if it's weird? Always, I said. We're in this together. I had a plan, though. If we were attending, I wanted to remind Rachel of who she was. After Lily went to bed, I spent nights crafting a gift, a quiet rebellion wrapped in love. It wasn't about guilt, it was about truth. Christmas Eve sparkled with fresh snow, dusting Nashville like a holiday postcard. Lily wore a red dress, her nerves hidden behind a brave smile. Mom's house was a festive haven, twinkling lights, a cedar wreath, the aroma of ham and pecan pie. Rachel and Nathan were there, with Nathan's parents, who oozed wealth in their tailored coats. Rachel, in a cashmere sweater, seemed out of place among our mismatched ornaments. Nathan, in a crisp suit, barely glanced our way. Dinner was tense. Mom praised Nathan's mom's charity work. Dad and Nathan discussed law firms. Lily and I were seated at the table's edge. A subtle snub. Nathan raised a glass. To new beginnings and exciting news. We've bought a condo in Vail. Perfect for upscale retreats. He looked at me, mostly adult-focused. Given the clientele. Lily stiffened. I squeezed her hand under the table. Rachel shifted uncomfortably but stayed silent. The meal dragged, with Nathan's parents steering every topic. Lily picked at her food. Her spirit dimmed. After dinner, we gathered for the gift exchange. A tradition of small, heartfelt presents. Nathan's parents gave Rachel an art piece, prompting oohs and ahs. Rachel and Nathan handed us a generic candle set. Then it was our turn. I gave Rachel a wrapped box. It's simple, I said, but it's us. She unwrapped a handcrafted memory book titled, Family Forever. Inside were snapshots of our past, me teaching Rachel to play guitar. In tacky Christmas sweaters. Rachel holding baby Lily at her baptism. There were photos of Rachel and Lily painting pottery, dancing at a school talent show, giggling over spilled cookie dough. Tucked in were Lily's old notes, a Valentine's card saying, Aunt Rachel, you're my hero. The final page held the wedding invitation. With my note, family includes everyone. Silence blanketed the room. Rachel's hands trembled as she turned the pages. Tears brimming. Nathan's parents frowned, checking their phones. Nathan shifted, visibly annoyed. Very nostalgic, he said, his tone cold. Rachel ignored him, looking at Lily. Want to see these with me? Lily glanced at me, then sat beside her aunt. They laughed over a photo of them in cowboy hats at a fair. You said I looked like a real cowgirl, Lily said. Rachel smiled. You stole the show. For a moment, the Rachel I knew was back. Nathan interrupted. Rachel, we've got an early flight. Let's wrap this up. Just a few minutes, she said, her voice steady. It was a small act of defiance, but it sparked hope. Later, Rachel pulled me into Dad's study. This book, it broke me. Emily, I've been so lost in Nathan's world. I forgot what matters. You're still you, I said. Lily misses you. I miss you. She wiped her eyes. I was wrong about the wedding. I let Nathan's family control everything. I hurt Lily, and I'm so sorry. Make it right with her, I said. That's all she wants. The next morning, Rachel texted me. Coffee tomorrow? Just us. We met at a cozy cafe. Neutral ground. Rachel wore jeans and a hoodie. No trace of Nathan's polished influence. That book was a wake-up call, she said, stirring her latte. Seeing Lily's face when I asked her to look at it, I realized what I've lost. It's not too late, I said. After Christmas, Nathan and I fought, she admitted. He called the book manipulative. Said it embarrassed him. I told him I'm done cutting out my family. I'm having lunch with Lily next week. No matter what he thinks. What did he say? I asked. He's not happy, she said with a wry smile. I told him he doesn't get to choose my family. I'm staying at a friend's for a bit to think things over. I squeezed her hand. That's brave, Rachel. It shouldn't have taken courage, she said, tears falling. I owe Lily a real apology. And you. The following week, Rachel took Lily to their old favorite diner. Lily came home beaming. Mom, Aunt Rachel said she messed up big time. She's taking me to a Predators game. Rachel and Nathan started therapy. She set firm boundaries, insisting Lily be part of their lives. Nathan resisted, but over time, he softened. even asking Lily to pick paint colors for their condo's guest room. By Easter, our family was healing. Rachel hosted us at their Vale condo, where Lily had her own room, decorated with photos of her and Rachel. One night, as we watched the sunset over the Rockies, Rachel hugged me. "Thank you for not giving up on me. That book saved me." "Family holds up a mirror," I said. "You just needed to see yourself again." As Lily and Rachel laughed over a board game inside, I felt peace. Standing up for Lily, skipping that wedding, and giving that book had been hard. But it led to something beautiful. Sometimes, the toughest choices, rooted in love, yield the greatest rewards. Have you ever stood up for someone you love, even when it cost you? How do you heal family rifts? Share your stories below. And if this moved you, hit like and subscribe for more real-life journeys.